Hey, Cancer. Thank you for stopping by. I am very excited to read for you. I'm Madeleine, if we haven't met before, and if you're back, hello. Okay, before we get into your cards, Cancer, I've got a channeled message for you from Spirit regarding your willpower. So, the sense that I'm getting is that some of us Cancer dominant people are feeling a little bit, some of us might be feeling depleted. Some of us just might be feeling a slight bit of like discouragement, or it may not even be so dire. It could just be a sense of like, but what is next? And Spirit is essentially saying that the willpower tank needs to be replenished, refilled. Your willpower muscle, which is really what it is, needs a little bit of exercise. And don't go to extremes. That's what I'm hearing. If we see the Temperance card in this reading, I swear, like I'm probably going to make an exceptionally strange sound because you would be the fourth of 4 signs that I've read this morning that have had that card come up. But they're giving me that card in my mind's eye. So it's about moderation. It's about being gentle and kind and compassionate with yourself. It's also about knowing your limits and being aware. Like, you know what? It's getting to that point in the day where I start to get tired, or you know what, like I'm starting to like feel the low blood sugar. I better have myself a little snack. We want to replenish all of the tanks because all of the tanks directly contribute to how much willpower you have. The number of decisions you're making in a day contributes to how much willpower you have. So one thing to keep it simple and keep things temperate, streamline things for yourself. Before you go to the damn grocery store, figure out what your meals for the week are going to be. Get a little nerdy about it and be like, this is what I'm eating, therefore these are the things I need to pick up. This is how much of it. And then that way, I'm never getting home from work or from wherever with hunger pangs and low blood sugar and I'm pissed off and I don't know what to do and there's nothing in the fridge to eat, so I'm going to blow 40, 50 bucks on stupid takeout that I can't afford or whatever. And then I feel bad about myself and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Okay? We want some positive cycles. So we're going to replenish your tank. Let's talk about it. Let's get into it, Cancer. Hey, that's what we'd like to see. That's what we'd like to see at the center of a self-care spread. The Hermit. Know thyself is what Spirit just said. Knowing thyself is going to change things up, is going to get the Wheel of Fortune turning. Yes. Ooh, yes. Wisdom. Spirit is giving me the serenity prayer for you, Cancer. Whoa. Hachi Machi. I need one more. Bear with me, Cancer. Need one more. Yeah, you know, somebody might be testing your willpower just by disappointing you. Spirit, please tell me a little bit more. Give me some guidance for Cancer when it comes to this situation. Wow. All right. Wow. So I wanted one, but they gave me several. But they all make sense. Let's light it up. Now you can see it for yourself, Cancer. Woo! You are definitely doing some healing this month. Oh, yowza. Okay. Change is coming. And it's been desired. It's been necessary. I feel that some of you are literally going on trips. Getting like a little bit out of your comfort zone, getting a little bit out of your element is good for you right now. It shakes things up. It's one of life's ways of like shaking off some blindfolds when we get out of our little routine, especially when our routine isn't working that great. I want to give you some reassurance, Cancer, that when we feel tired, when we feel exhausted, it's usually because we've been doing some climbing and doing some work. But there's another quality of exhaustion that comes from the opposite, that comes from not moving, that comes from not doing anything, that comes from, you know, you could think of it as like sitting in our own emotional filth, like wallowing in our sadness or our stagnation. Now, the first thing you should know is there's no judgment for that. Life is hard. Being human is difficult. It's amazing and wonderful and beautiful and all those things too. So, yay, run the gamut here. But it's okay to acknowledge that it's hard. It's okay to acknowledge that somebody or something has disappointed you. In fact, I think it's key for a lot of you to acknowledge that. You have the Five of Cups sitting in your past, a feeling of loss, a feeling of, I just wish it had turned out a different way. If you want something to turn out a different way, if you are feeling the loss of something, then Spirit is asking you to fill the space created by that vacuum with love for yourself, with a little self-inventory. The Hermit is not about being alone, but it is about, like I said, knowing thyself. What do you feel in alignment with? What do you no longer feel in alignment with? The Hanged Man is crowning your reading. The Six of Pentacles is anchoring the Hanged Man. Feels to me like some of you may be coming to some conclusions about like distribution of resources, if I can say it like that. Some of you, it's literally looking at your budget and being like, ooh, like I really need to keep this in balance, or I need to scale this back, or I need to amp this up. For some of you, it's the equanimity in your relationships that's being examined here. Are you overgiving? Is it possible that you're overtaking? Is it possible that there's somebody that you need to reach out to and it's been in the back of your mind like, oh God, fuck, I need to reach out to this person, I need to reach out to this person. If you're feeling that, do it. That's a drop in the willpower bucket. Instead of sitting here thinking I should do the thing and feeling really bad about not doing the thing, let me do the thing. It's that thing of, and this is just what they're telling me, okay? So it could be that this is what the point of like exhaustion and dejection is around your willpower. If for some of you it's like, I've been wanting to like get this exercise regimen going, get stronger, lose weight, whatever your thing is, promise yourself 5 minutes of a walk or on the treadmill or at the gym. 5 minutes. That's all I have to do. If I go beyond that, I'm amazing. And if I hit the 5 minutes and I leave, then I hit my goal and I did what I said I would do and I followed through and I'm proud of myself. I used my willpower to get up and go for the fucking 5 minutes at the gym because that's what I could stand right now. And if you go 10, you're a gem. And if you go 20, you're fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? And if you go 45, look out world. Holy shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's not about pushing. It's about observing. It's almost like Spirit wants you to experiment on yourself this month. That's just how I'm hearing it. Like, what works for me? Am I the kind of person who benefits from like a regimented step-by-step morning routine, evening routine? Or am I the kind of person that starts to feel hemmed in and crazy when I do that to myself? There's a new perspective to be gained, and it sounds, well, I don't know how it sounds. It might sound a little strange, but part of the perspective that you're going to gain is from recognizing like what doesn't work and who doesn't work. Like, I say what and who because you have the Five of Cups in your past and you have the Five of Swords as one of the many key cards. Okay, you can do whatever you want, Cancer. Before I say this, I'm going to remind you, your free will is everything. You can do whatever you want. You need to trust your intuition and see how it aligns or doesn't align with this reading, where the bells ring and where they don't. But I would say, don't put your self-worth in anybody else's hands. Don't put your sense of worthiness in anybody else's hands or any entity's hands. If it's like, ooh, if I get this job or whatever, if I get accepted to this or that, like, then I'll know. This must be intrinsic. Your worth must be intrinsic. If it's extrinsic, it's at the mercy of everyone and everything. Like, your intrinsic worth. What do you love about yourself, Cancer? I would really love for you to actually take a moment and think of 3 things that are this is pretty great. I'm pretty generous, or I'm really compassionate, or when I say I'm going to do something, I do it, or whatever your qualities may be. You need to look a little more at what you love about yourself than what you reject about yourself. Does that make sense? There's a little bit of just self-acceptance. And then, if we can get past acceptance and move to the next level of worth. I'm acceptable as I am, onto I'm good. I'm worthy. I can expect good things because I put good into the universe, or whatever. Amazing. Let's get there, Cancer. Your emotions are how you live, how you interpret the world. So if you're feeling like shit, it's easy to think that the world is shit. Or if you feel like you are not succeeding, you are not doing what you feel like you should be doing, it's easy for you to devalue yourself or speak cruel words to yourself, or etc. You really want yourself to be all things to all people, and that's just a losing game. That's that extrinsic worth stuff of well, if this person said I was good, or if this job came down, then I would know that I'm really good, or whatever. No. Then you would know that you had that job. Then you would know that that person likes you. That's all. You would still be exactly the same, right? But I think you are not going to be stuck in this place of self-examination for very long at all. Sometimes the Hanged Man implies to me this is going to be a bit of a long pause, but I'm actually feeling it's not a long pause, but it's a very useful pause. So if you spend 2 weeks, if you spend 3 weeks, if you spend 28 days of February in the Hanged Man phase, don't worry, because the perspective that you gain from that self-reflection is going to allow you to make new moves, to herald a new time in your life where you do what excites you, where you take risks. That's what Spirit is saying. You feel more spirited. You feel more aligned with yourself. You feel more excited about taking action, and therefore opportunities to take action present themselves, as within, so without. If I'm not feeling very capable, it's unlikely that there are going to be invitations or opportunities or events coming up that allow me to experience how capable I am. But I might be presented with plenty of experiences to show me how incapable I am, or none at all, so that I can know, look, I'm not even capable enough to draw in something I could fuck up at. Damn. Your mind, your thoughts, your feelings are so powerful, Cancer. And you're a cardinal sign, a leader, an initiative taker. There is a lot of healing possible this month from doing a little bit of self-review and self-compassion. Where do you want to go, Cancer? Because really, truly, I'm talking a lot about the difficulty or the pain or the hang-ups here. I'm only doing that because the sooner we clear that up and make sense of it, the faster we move forward. Because Wheel of Fortune, Page of Wands, 6 of Swords, 8 of Wands, you're going. You are going. Movement is coming. If that can loosen things up in you a little bit and set you a little bit free, you are not stuck. You are not going to be in the same situation that you're in right now forever, because you've already done some of the heavy lifting. For some of you, you may have been disappointed in the recent past, and I want to tell you that even that is paving the way for greater blessings. I'm not trying to just brush it over, but that 5 of Swords is clarified by the Star, then the 4. Like I said, I only wanted 1, but they were you need 5 or whatever. So 5 of Swords is clarified by the Star, 4 of Swords, 7 of Cups, 6 of Swords. What does that say to me? That as you, this is funny, but this is what they're saying. As you abandon hope for this thing that has maybe passed by or isn't going well, weirdly, that sets you free. Meaning, even that thing that you think might not be for you or might not come back may still very much be in like your quantum field or whatever, like gainable, like gettable. But you had to let it go to get it. Does that make sense? Like, you have to free yourself of only if I do this am I this. That's why Spirit's referencing your willpower. They want you to be proud of yourself. They want you to feel your own sense of intrinsic worth. Meaning, so if I'm depressed and all I can do, and the best I can do, is crawl into my bed, filthy and tired and sad, and go, okay, but in the morning, if I do nothing else, I am going to take a shower. That's gold, Cancer. If you were feeling like shit and not like taking care of yourself, and you make one step to show yourself some love, as within, so without. If I show myself that I deserve love, I am presented with extrinsic signs and opportunities that reflect that. And I can do the same by rejecting and disowning and putting down myself. As within, so without, like attracts like, etc. Free yourself. I'm also feeling like an opportunity is coming to you. It may surprise you because maybe you lost out on another one, or you felt like you didn't go for something that you should have. An opportunity is coming. Keep your mind open, and when it does come, I feel like jump. The Fool is in the position of where you find yourself, the person who's open-minded enough, open-hearted enough to take a risk. Like I said, maybe even to take a journey. This is what Spirit is saying, okay? Knowing what's holding you back is what's going to set you free. Knowing that my low self-worth comes from that parent who called me names or whatever. Looking at the shit, going ahead and opening up Pandora's box could actually be a blessing. It's not like you're setting these plagues loose. These things are inside of you, these worries, these fears, these difficult past incidences. All you're doing by opening up the box is saying, I see you. It's not, I'm going to put you on and now you're me. Like, I see you. And if I see you, if I'm looking at you, then my low self-worth or whatever can't be subtly pulling strings and making me self-sabotage, making me feel like you're not worth taking a shower. You're not worth eating. Why don't you just lay there like a lump, you fucking lump? This is just what I'm hearing, because some of y'all are fucking dealing with depression. And I just want to give you a lot of love and support and tell you that your spirit posse is in your fucking corner. They're rubbing your shoulders. They're squirting you with the water. They're wiping the blood away and being like, you can do this. You can do this. Willpower. Don't give up. If you need us to push you, we will help push you. Your wheel is turning. Ask for our help. Really do. Really do. If you feel that your back is up against the wall, or you're laying in bed and maybe you don't believe in God, maybe you don't believe in anything like outside of yourself, maybe you feel that this is just like archetypes and psychology, awesome, great. I don't need you, and nor does Spirit need you to believe in anything but yourself. But if you get to a point where even if you don't believe, but you were like, but man, if you were out there, I really could use your help. Please put that out into the world. Have that kind of faith and that courage to open that dialogue and then see how Spirit responds. They're not going to, most likely, unless you got some Joan of Arc shit going on, they're not going to speak directly into your ear. But you'll know when they're speaking, whether it comes through a quote, a passage, a song, a billboard, a person who just happens to come into your path and say the right words to you to answer your question that you asked last night in desperation. It's in acknowledging your pain that you free yourself and move forward from it. You're choosing a new life. When you sort out your thoughts, you're able to choose them. You know, I don't remember what the exact statistic of, but it's something like 99% of the thoughts that we have every day are not original thoughts. They're the same ass thoughts that we've been having forever. It's good to notice that and be like, wait a minute. I've been telling myself that I'm lazy or I'm dumb or I'm whatever for years. Well, no wonder I fucking integrated that shit. Well, today that stops. Today I'm mindful of what my thoughts are doing, and if my thoughts start to kick my ass, I'm gonna be like, no, no, I'm worth not having my ass kicked. At the very basic level, that's not what I'm available for. I'm not available for that from other people, so I'm certainly not available for that from myself. Treat yourself, Cancer, like the 5-year-old version of you, okay? If you wouldn't tell them to nut up or shut up, then don't say it to yourself. And if you wouldn't tell them that they're being a little bitch and stop crying and get up, then don't say that to yourself. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of success. You're worthy of the exciting creative opportunity that is being presented to you, an opportunity to herald a new exciting change. You're being guided toward healing and toward choosing a new way of living your life, choosing a new way of thinking about your life and about yourself. Ultimately, you are gaining the perspective that comes from your wounds, and you don't want to carry the wounds with you anymore. You're going to carry the lessons and move on to new shores, clearer ones. That's the thing about the 6 of Swords, and I love to see it follow the 5 of Swords. Little peace and quiet, maybe some literal meditation to get mindful about what your thoughts are. Some of you might end up maybe going to therapy or considering going to therapy this month to let someone else help you sort your thoughts out. Maybe it's not therapy, maybe you're going to do something a little more holistic or alternative, but in some way, it's getting quiet enough to hear what your thoughts are, and then choose the ones that are serving you and increasing your willpower, and which ones are diminishing you and your sense of efficacy. You're a cardinal sign, Cancer, a leader, a nurturer. We need your energy in the world right now. So if I can trick you into loving yourself by telling you that the world needs you, then I'm going to do that. Okay? Okay. We do. We need you. Love you, Cancer. Now, how about you go love on yourself? Please do something kind for yourself. I would love that. That would make me the happiest in the world. Don't like, don't comment, don't share, don't do shit. Do something sweet for yourself. If you want to do that other stuff, that's great too. But seriously, get yourself a glass of water. Give yourself a little 5-minute stretch. Go outside, get some vitamin D, and get what you deserve. Mwah. Thank you for being here, Cancer. I appreciate you. I hope this is helpful. And if I don't see you in another video before then I hope I see you in your March reading. Bye, Cancer.